So I'm so excited, you guys, to let you know that starting the second week in October, we will do this same format, 5 to 6 products in 15 minutes. So start inviting your guests now, because we will be showing the holiday line, we'll be showing holiday ideas, and it will be so super fun. And then you can choose, oh, you guys, thank you for having on your beauty coats. You can choose if you want to offer sales to your customers, but we're going to continue to tell them if they get together with you in the next 7 days, they can get 20% off one item. But if they have a party for you, they get 40% off one item. But here's the deal. That's their only hostess credit. Okay, that's it, no more. And if they prefer to go back to your hostess plan, maybe 10% of the party or 75 for 35, they can choose, but there's no double dipping. Okay. All right, we're going to do our consultant on time drawing because I'm so excited you guys were on time tonight. So let's see who it is. Christine. Yay, Christine won. Okay, put your name on that. All right. Yay. Aren't you glad you were on time? Yes. Okay. So it's super important to be on time. And that was great. Fran had a guest and she had her beauty coat on. And that is fabulous, y'all. We need to get in the habit, and I'm sweating now. We need to get in the habit of wearing our beauty coats. And what I recommend you do is get yourself, and y'all, you can seriously get these like at TJ Maxx. Get yourself a black stretchy tank dress. Oh, that's what it was caught on. My bracelet was caught on my hair. Ow. I thought my hair was caught in my coat. So you want to get just something real loose. That's just real relaxed. You put your beauty coat on top of it and you'll stay cooler, because when you start talking and you get excited and all that, even in the winter, okay, even when it's snowing out, we don't get that here, but you will get overheated. Okay. And so also the pockets on the beauty coat are amazing. Ask your director to give you a super awesome challenge, like maybe a Power Start Plus, and maybe she'll buy it for you as a gift. I'm just saying. I'm throwing away all these other names. Okay. The other thing that I'm doing for hostesses right now, because they're all about glamour, is I am offering them a compact, one of these, the Pro Compact, the Pro Palette, as their hostess gift. And then for every guest that they have that's 18 or older, they get to fill a spot. Okay. Now you might say, well, if nobody buys anything, I lose money. Okay, that's why you need to be here every week to learn how to sell, okay? But what you do is you give them a product for each one of those spaces. And I want to tell you something. If they only have 3 people and they pick 3 eyeshadows, do you think if you had 3 eyeshadows in this compact, that would drive you cray-cray? Yeah, women don't like empty stuff, okay? So believe me, they're going to want to fill that. And Stacy, my guest from last week, has already scheduled her party so she can get her compact filled. She says, I want it filled. How many people do I need to have? I go 10. She said, okay, I'll get 10 there. So don't ask, don't get, you guys. Come on, we're going to do this. Okay, we do want to welcome back our fabulous Miss Andrea Zajac from her European trip, and they came back, and her husband now has COVID, and her youngest son has the flu. And so I'm just telling you, Andrea, I would shut that door and not leave that room for a week if I were you.
Too hot. It's too hot.
Oh my gosh. I just can't imagine coming back from a trip and being sick, because you come back and you got so much to do.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and go right into our slideshow, and then we're going to do a little sharing at the end. So I want to go to share screen, and let's go here, and let's go here, and let's go here, and look at that. Don't you love it when technology works? Oh, okay, except I have no slideshow now. Okay, well, there was a slideshow there. It was very cute. I have no idea what happened. It's up. It's blank. Oh, there it is. Okay, there. That was very odd. That's called, if you make a plan, God laughs. Okay, so this is our last official meeting for September. And our first meeting next week, our meeting will be recognition for the end of September. And then we're going to do some other super special things, talk to y'all about gift service, things like that. And then the next week we'll kick off our weekly holiday show. What is that? That is so odd. Okay, we want to talk about you. And I know we've got some exciting news from some of you guys. So who had a great week? Who wants to talk? Well, Fran, you just had a fabulous guest on. Give yourself whoop whoop for that. Yay. And Fran, how many people did you invite?
I invited 2.
Okay, and one was there.
Yep.
So statistically, you're doing good. That's 50%. Normally it's about 30%. So if you guys want to have 2 guests on every week, how many should you invite? 6 at least. Okay, well, Christine said 10, but she's sleeping now. Okay. She's like, I'm so tired, but I'm here. Don't pick on me. All right, I'm excited you're here. But yeah, I just saw that yawn and she's like, anyway, now you make me yawn. Oh my gosh. Okay, who else has Courtney know math? Courtney knows math. Courtney does know math. Okay, so Courtney, do you have anything to share?
I do. I had my first like real party. I feel like I've done a lot of like on the go or like one-on-one stuff, but I was super nervous, but we did it at Joanna's house and it turned out really good. There was, well, let's see, there were 7 people, including the hostess, and I sold, not including tax, like $1,000 of product. So
She did so well. I took pictures of her standing there.
I saw you taking pictures and I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm gonna look so dumb. I'm gonna be like,
She did so well. I have to tell you guys, stuff was coming out of her mouth and I'm like, where did she learn that? Where did she learn that?
no.
And then she looks at the fact sheet that I was going to have her do the why wash your face with Mary Kay. She goes, these facts are not correct anymore. You need to change this sheet. And I'm like,
Well, it's like the amount of money that Mary Kay's given towards like the different things,
Yep.
like they were off by like a lot.
yeah,
I was
she
like,
goes, how old is this? And I'm like, okay, you need to chill your bones here, girl. I go, you can change it as you read it, but and meanwhile, we think we have 4 people coming. A 5th person shows up, a 6th person shows up, and then a 7th person. I must have walked back here to my office, and y'all have all been to my house now, so you know, back to my office to get another tray, another setup, and Courtney's like, we're so glad you're here. And I'm looking at her like, where did all these people come from? But
I'm not gonna tell them I'm not glad they're there.
it was fun. It was fun. And
It was fun.
she was so smart. She kept the food simple, simple, simple. There's a little fruit thing, little scones. We had some pink lemonade. It was so simple. It was not anything over the top because it's not about the food. When it becomes about the food, they lose focus on what they're there for. And we focused on skincare. Courtney, what do we have? Like maybe 3 people who wanted lipstick samples?
There were a few people that wanted lipstick samples, and then I think like one like eyeliner and stuff, but most of it was like skincare related,
Yeah.
like either the microdermabrasion or the skincare set.
We didn't do color on them.
Mm-mm.
No, JoJo was tired. So, but Courtney, do you remember exactly or pretty close what the woman said at the end that it almost scared us?
Oh my gosh, I was so scared when she started talking. She said something along the lines of like, you know, or she was like, I have a question, or more so like a statement. And I was like, oh no. And she said, I've been an esthetician for like 30 years or something. And I thought she was just going to rip us apart.
In
And I was like,
California,
oh,
in Colorado, yeah.
yeah. And then she was like, I just want to say like, I'm so impressed with all the products and your guys' knowledge of them. And yeah. And I was like, oh, that was really nice.
She said, everything you said tonight was exactly true. She said,
Yeah.
everything they said was professional. It was true. It was, and I'm telling you guys, I made Courtney a little notebook. It was like her own little personal flip chart where it was just to help her know what products we were going to talk about. Because whatever you talk about and whatever they try, guess what? They buy. And, she was reading it, but she was putting on in her own inflection, but she was kind of reading it. And Fran asked how many bookings you got, but I think you're still following up with people, right?
I'm still following up. A few of them said that they're not interested in doing parties. But I feel like if I continue to follow up, that eventually they will.
Yeah.
And then Regina, I have a color appointment with her tomorrow.
Yeah. So I talked about when you are a skincare customer, then you have the right to have glamour makeovers when you have special occasions, things like that. And this woman, she reached out to Courtney and said, can I do a color consult with you? I mean, you guys planting those seeds, and they were buying skincare. I want to say 3 volume firms went out the door. It was crazy. It was crazy. So anyway, I guess y'all know now, Courtney had a really good week, but I was like, I started to say, don't say how much you sold, but I was really, really proud of her. And you guys, we just heard this. We just heard this in, I don't know, director or something. One party can change your business. Can change everything in your business. Oh, I know. It was Summer Fortenberry. She was talking about one party she didn't want to go to. And so at the last minute, someone's mom came to fill a spot because someone else canceled. And that woman ended up being a Cadillac Offspring director in less than a year. One party can flip your entire business. So I'm excited. Okay, let's go back. Did anybody else have anything you wanted to share? Yay, Christine. Yeah.
Yes, unmute. So I was at my 20-year high school reunion over the weekend. And that was really interesting because people who I didn't recognize at all were like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see you. You look the exact same. And I'm like, I have no clue who you are. And they're like, what? They're like, what? They're like, okay. And they're like, okay, I don't want to be rude, but I'm going to ask, like, have you had work done? And I'm like, no. I'm like, it's all Mary Kay. It's skincare. It's my business. And they're like, what? I need your card. Like, there's no way it's been 20 years. Like, you don't look like, there's no way. And then I'm crowing on one of my twins because they're doing his program at school is doing a trunk or treat. And I'm like, I need to work more. I need new numbers. I need new names. And he goes, Mommy, why don't you just have a trunk at the trunk or treat and like hand out Mary Kay samples in your business card? And I went, why did I not think of that? So that's what it was. And now I'm yawning because we have a new puppy in the house. So
You got your puppy.
Did you get that puppy that's like $100,000 or something?
no, okay, so this is a God thing. So because I really, really want my dog. I really wanted that dog. And we were in the mall. Me and my teammate were walking around trying to warm chat. Well, we were warm chatting, not trying to. And we walked in the pet store and they had one. And I was like, oh, I really want it. And then I'm like, I have to work harder. And then I'm at church later that night and I talked to a friend of mine and I'm like, I just really need a puppy in my life. And she goes, do you need a puppy? She's like, I'll give you one. And I'm like, what? And because she has purebred Scottish terriers. And so, yeah. And she's like, I will give you. She just gave it to me. She's like, God told us that, we have 4 puppies. They have assigned families. She's like, here you go. She's like, so we picked one out and these dogs are normally not calm and docile and they're not usually lap dogs. Tell this to mine because he's always in my lap. He gets separation anxiety if I leave. So we gotta do some housebreaking with him, but it just goes to show you put it out enough times into the universe and it comes back.
I love Scotties. Those are great dogs.
He's
You gotta bring him on camera next week, okay?
I can probably put him up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We want to see. Okay. Well, I'm proud of you. Yay. Okay. Well, let's get back to our slideshow. We've got a lot to cover tonight. Tim,
What does this mean? Like me when Andrea leaves. You're a happy puppy when I leave?
what?
No, the anxiety when you leave.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I think I missed something.
Look in your chat.
Oh, okay. All right. So we have 10.5 weeks left this quarter. You've got lots of time, but don't abuse it. It is important that we get this done. We have 3 days to go. Amy, our girl that we interviewed for you, I need you to text me all her information so I can put her in. Anybody else that we've talked to since July 1st, definitely let your director know her name, her email, her cell phone, and reminder of when you did the marketing share so that we can put them into the drawing. 4 days to go on the Uniquely Hue. You guys have time for this. Courtney, the makeover you're doing tomorrow afternoon, you can enter her in this. Would that not be awesome if she won? Also, I want to recognize everyone who's doing the year-long consistency challenge. Those of you who did July and August, you have a couple of days to go ahead and wrap up September as well. And then, of course, everyone who has earned their adorable, I call this the candy ring for this month. So proud of you guys as well. And you still have a few days to do that. Now, we've talked about this every week. How are you tracking? How are you tracking? So one of the things that I've been talking to my unit members about is doing your perfect start, doing your power start, and doing your power start plus. So let's review again what this is. 15 faces in a 2-week period, you get your perfect start charm. If you do 30 faces in a 30-day period, you get your power start charm. And if you have at least 6 people that you should share the career opportunity with, you get the power start plus charm. And you guys, I've got these, well, they're over there. I've got these charm bracelets. They are adorable. I will be sending one to Amy and Zulema at the end of this month because I finally got them in and I've got your Go Give charm for the year. But you guys, you can be earning charms for this charm bracelet. The first time you get a charm, you get the bracelet as well. And you can just keep going and growing it. If that is not what you want to track, then track 3 plus 3 plus 3. Okay, it's just not that hard. You guys can do this. You're doing the appointments, you're doing the sales, you're doing this, selling the sets. You're just not doing the marketing shares. Take out 15 to 20 minutes, do the marketing share, just like I did tonight with Reba. Have somebody follow up. Andrea will follow up with her. That's Fran's director. And then she will go into the drawing as well as count for a team building appointment. Don't be afraid of this, but you've got to track it. Okay, your Girls with Goals forms are due no later than October 3rd. If they show up on October 4th, we're going to go, yay, you! And we're going to give you an imitation little fantasy crown, but you're not going to get any prizes, okay? Discipline, dedication, determination. You got to do this by the 3rd of the month. So I would just tell you, set a timer now for October 1st to go in and submit your Girls with Goals form, okay? Just do it. All right, where are you going to land on September 30th? Let's see. Here's our Girls with Goals form. It is due on October 3rd. Did I say that enough? It's so easy to submit. Give yourself 5 points for turning in your weekly accomplishment sheet for last week. Give yourself 5 points on your Girls with Goals sheet. Give yourself 5 points if you're alive. How many of y'all are alive right now? Pinch yourself. Ow! Okay, I'm alive. Yeah, Fran's alive. Fran, I'm digging that lipstick. You're going to have to put in the chat what it is. All right, let's see who our weekly queens are. No shock here. Wow. Look what Miss Courtney did. Oh my gosh. So, and Vicky had a 300 plus week. So we already heard a little bit from Courtney. But Courtney, I just want to know, how did that feel when we talked the next day and I said, I think you need to add it up because I think you had a grand day. How did that feel?
I don't think I even realized it because it wasn't that stressful, but that was like really exciting. When I called my husband afterwards too, he asked like, oh, how'd it go? And I said, oh, I sold one thing. And he goes, oh, that's okay. And I said, no, I'm lying. I did great. I was like, I killed it. So it was exciting. It was.
Uh-oh, I lost her. Did y'all lose her? Y'all lost her? Okay, I lost her sound. We don't have storms here right now. So, well, I'm so proud of you. And Vicky, getting ready for a storm, no less. Holy samoli. My sister said, because they live in Florida, they had to pull all their furniture in off of the lanai or whatever they call their outdoor living room, and lanai. And so tell me, how did you do over $300 preparing for a storm? Unmute. Y'all got to get ready to do this.
There, I got it.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a reorder. It was just one of my customers. One sale.
One sale. Okay, girl, you got to work more.
I know. I'm old. I don't work much.
And let me ask you something, Vicki. Did you call her or did she call you?
She called me, but I do talk to her all the time. So yeah, it's very important to stay with your customers. It
Yes.
is.
Okay.
You don't have to see them every week. And if you haven't heard from them after 3 months, then that's a red flag. I got to call them.
Yeah.
But most of them do call me when they're ready because they love the products.
And there's nothing wrong with calling a customer and saying, hey, I'm calling for your quarterly checkup.
Just quarterly checkup or just how
Six-month
you do.
checkup. Your
A
8-year
lot of times it'll just be how you doing, you know.
Yeah.
Everything going okay. Are you ready for this hurricane to come in?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, if you don't have a hurricane coming in, one of the things that you might want to be doing as you're talking to your customers is say, have you started thinking about your holiday gift giving? I would love to show off what we have in the Mary Kay line. Okay, Christine, show us that beautiful Scotty.
Oh, Spanky needs her.
Oh my gosh, that does not look like a puppy.
Male or female?
Male.
Oh dear, that wouldn't work with my Spanky then. I need
It's
one
a
of those
boy.
in
It's nice to
female.
have a man in the house that listens to me and gives me unconditional love.
It's the
And his
best
name
kind.
is Duke. Yes.
Oh, good.
I'm the princess.
Everlasting.
He's adorable.
Yes.
He's my lap dog.
Congratulations, Christine. I'm so happy for you.
Yes.
Me
Yay.
too. See,
Yay,
goals
yay,
come true.
Yay. Okay. All right. So let's finish up our slideshow and then we're going to hear from our Andrea on kickstarting your business after vacation. Okay. Who are our September month queens and Gigi stars going to be? You guys, this is so important. Turning in your weekly accomplishment sheet every single week, not just when you feel like it. Every Sunday, just make it, come home from church, jump on the computer and do it. Okay. It's so important. We are tracking everybody 50 points for moving up the career path to a position for the first time this seminar year. And of course, I always want to acknowledge our star consultants so far this year. We are so proud of you guys. You did it. Now we're in a new quarter. So I know you guys are dying to hear from Andrea. I'm going to give her a couple of minutes because I wanted to bring something to your attention. We have a lot of activity going on with our people. And a lot of our consultants can't even get on Tuesday nights because they either work or they have school or they have church commitments or whatever. But I have been bombarded in the past 2 weeks with needs and prayer requests and can you help me with this and what have you thought about this and just all kinds of stuff. Now Vicki is getting ready to batten the hatches. Is that what it's called? Batten the hatches. And you know, I know that so many of us struggle with so many things and you know, we should wake up every day feeling abundantly blessed. And Allison Walworth just posted something this morning on Instagram. She said, you know, you could tell she was walking along a path and she goes, thank you for letting me wake up. Thank you for a new day. Thank you for my life. Thank you. And, you know, sometimes you got to get that basic, but I just want to encourage you guys to really, you know, pray for each other. I want you to be very specific and very intentional with praying for each other. Because I know there are times when I'm like, I got to reach out to a sister because it's just hard. things are just hard. And you might say, well, my life's pretty good compared to other people, or my life this, or my life that. But you know what? Everybody has stuff. And I'm not going to share any of y'all's stuff because that's your story to tell. But I just want you to know, keep sharing. Keep sending those prayer requests. Keep sending us those. Now, we don't want to make every conversation, a therapeutic session, but we also really want to make sure that we are intentionally praying for each other, because the very people who it looks like they have it totally together are the ones who are hurting the most. They really are. So we need to be intentionally, like, write down the names of everybody on these Zoom calls and be intentional in your prayers about them, because the Bible actually says, ask what you want, ask for what you want. And when it's in God's will, it will be given unto you. And I think that's true of each other as well. And even something as simple or as crazy as, I really want Christine to get her puppy. Well, she may not have gotten the breed she wants, but she's definitely got the love she wants. God had that puppy set aside just for her, and it was given to her as a blessing. And so even things like that, something as just simple as help Christine get a puppy, be intentional in your prayers, be specific. The Bible tells us to be specific. Ask for what you want. Okay. All right. We want to hear about Andrea. First off, you came back healthy. We all saw your pictures. They were amazing. But here's the deal. You were doing appointments right up until, I think, before the plane took off. Mm-hmm. How do you were gone over a week. You came home, your husband's sick, your son's sick, overcome it. How do you intentionally have a mindset of that back to work?
Having good habits helps out a lot. So just when you have, the reason we talk so much about those daily dials, understanding how to follow up with your customer, not for, I want to sell you something, but what Vicki said is, I want to serve. How are you doing? Is there anything you might be in need of or questions about? I think truly you get back into those habits. And I read that book, Atomic Habits, great recommendation for everybody. But one of the things that I've always done to get into that groove again is I have appointments scheduled for right when I come home. Now, when I got home, thankfully, one party yesterday, I had a buffer day, but one appointment needed to bump. But I've got 2 parties this week. I've got an interview on Thursday. So those things were in place before I left. And being able to communicate, I will not be checking my phone. Everybody put in your orders before I leave. That was something I learned from another consultant when she would go abroad. And I thought that's really, really smart. And she would get great feedback because she would say, I'm going to disconnect. And I think it was Dee that said, I'm so proud of you for disconnecting. We have to do that. We always have to make sure that we fill our own cup, because it's really important. No matter which business you're in, you need to have time where you can get back to the basics, and especially in a marriage. That was what my husband and I had not had a one-on-one trip in a long time. So I think truly getting those appointments before, I do push it to the end just because sometimes I have to, but then also have those scheduled appointments for upon the return. And at all of those appointments, you want to work full circle, because I have so many leads right now from referrals. I haven't even tackled them. I'm working with the people that I did meet that still haven't booked. And so doing 10 a day is not hard. I think when we start to realize doing 50 a day is really more normal, especially when you're calling people, they're not necessarily all calling you back. Right. So you're calling people, maybe you met them 3 months ago, maybe they were 6 months ago, but when you have them on your list and you're rotating them through, you're able to say, oh, I haven't called those people in 3 weeks. Now I'm going to call those. And then you're shifting those numbers. And so you don't always have the same people. You can't get blood out of a turnip. So we always have to, here's the other thing is, if you find yourself calling the same people or asking the same people to be your guest or asking, we've got to understand it's almost like a guy trying to date us and he's being a little over. like, okay, dude, you're sort of coming on a little strong here. You know, you start to feel that he's too needy, and nobody really wants to be with the needy one. And so I think also in our Mary Kay, it's oftentimes like courting. And we are with women. Women love to be courted, but we want to make sure that we sort of have a give and a take. And if they're not biting, then we need to move on and find somebody else for the time being, but come back to her later. Sometimes I have had so many people say, no, thank you. And I've kept them just because in my heart, I felt that, you know what, she's got something. Maybe she doesn't have a way to shine. She doesn't have an environment that is conducive. It's loving. She could if she had that. So I don't really delete her name, but I'll check back with her. Or maybe she was nasty. I've had that too. I oftentimes have to remind myself, you know what, there are moments that I haven't been my best. Maybe she was having a bad day. Maybe she just knows not that she knows not. And check back, because sometimes those people are like, oh, I would never have a Mary Kay facial. A couple of years later, I thought, well, let me try her again. And somehow she's softened. And so don't ever think that that's a no forever, but keep them in your just, you know, in your contact list and love on people. And I think also just making sure that you stack your appointments upon the return.
Yeah. Okay. I think that's so smart to have appointments when you get back. Because I know, Courtney, you're leaving for vacation on October 1st. So have those appointments scheduled for when you get back. And then you don't feel like you have snow blindness on your date book, right?
Yeah.
That's so important. So that's wisdom from the best, you guys, right there. So pretend you're going on vacation tonight when you go to bed and start booking stuff for tomorrow. Monica gets it. She's laughing. All right. Well, I know that several of y'all told me that you've got to get off before 5:30 or before 8:30. So I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you so much for being on. Your challenge is going to be to have at least 2 guests 2 weeks from tonight. And if you want someone to see you get recognized as the rock star you are, invite your guests to be part of our meeting. You get 10 points every time you have a guest on. Just say, come hang out with us 45 minutes to an hour. We just want you to check us out. They can be off screen. If they just want to be sitting there, just let us know that you have a guest that's off screen so that we don't keep going, who is that? Who is that? And Vicki, we will definitely be praying for you. Keep the lights on, girl. And like Motel 6, yeah, isn't that the commercial? Yeah, keep the light on. But yeah, take care of yourself. And you guys have an amazing week. And go and sell and book and team build. And let's wrap up this month big. You guys have 4 days. You got this. Okay. Everybody drop the mic. Say, I got this. Everybody drop it. I didn't see Jamie drop the mic. Okay. Very good. Drop the mic. Got this. On 3, we're all going to say adios, baby. 1, 2, 3. Adios, baby.
Adios.